From downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at noon starts now.
Getting over the hump with a fall-like feel in the air. Breezes, showers also in the forecast.
Contentious comments? President Trump delivers what some are calling a divisive and bombastic speech, addressing numerous controversial subjects, including the removal of Confederate statues.
They're trying to take away our culture. They're trying to take away our history. And our weak leaders, they do it overnight.
How these comments and others inspired overnight protests in Arizona. Plus, searching for answers. West Bloomfield police raid a suspected heroin dealer's home in Detroit. We'll tell you how the raid is connected to the death of a 26-year-old woman in West Bloomfield. More on that story coming up in just a moment. But first, we want to get to developing news that we're following out of Fraser, and messy news at that. That's where 9 feet of sewage is leaked into the repair trench at the site of the collapsed sewer interceptor site along 15 Mile Road. Now, this sewage leak we just learned about, but it happened late Monday or early Tuesday. Macomb County Public Works Commissioner Candace Miller will discuss the problems this afternoon. And of course, we'll have reports on this situation in later newscasts. Well, now the driver charged with killing 5 people in a traffic collision in Livingston County was in court. Matthew Carrier faces second-degree murder charges. Police say that he was driving drunk when he ran a stop sign and slammed into a car in Osceola Township in May. 5 people died in this crash, which also resulted in a fire. Today, a preliminary exam hearing date was set for September 21st to determine if Carrier will stand trial. President Trump delivered what some are calling a divisive and bombastic speech, threatening to shut down the government and once again attacking the media.
The obstructionist Democrats would like us not to do it, but believe me, if we have to close down our government, we're building that wall. The only people giving a platform to these hate groups is the media itself and the fake news. If you want to discover the source of the division in our country, look no further than the fake news and the crooked media.
Now, another contentious subject was the president's assertion that he doesn't think the U.S. can make a deal in NAFTA and that the agreement will likely be terminated. And just after President Trump spoke to supporters at that campaign-style rally, tensions exploded into violence outside in downtown Phoenix. Tensions quickly shifted to confrontation.
Resistance!
And conflict in the streets of Phoenix.
A lot of people were coughing. I tried to take another route, and then a cop guy came screaming and yelling at me, telling me to go away, and I turned to him and I told him, like, you don't need to yell at me, I'm just walking.
Police dispersing smoke and tear gas canisters into a crowd of protesters after officers were pelted with rocks and bottles.
A small number of individuals decided to make the choice of criminal conduct.
The situation escalated after President Trump ended a speech at the convention center just blocks away. There had been concern about the possibility of problems leading into the campaign-style rally.
Wow. What a crowd.
The president mixing a message of unity.
It's time for all of us to remember that we are all on the same team. We are all Americans.
With attacks on the media, a defense of his controversial comments after the attack in Charlottesville, and hinting at a pardon for former Sheriff Joe Arpaio.
I'll make a prediction. I think he's going to be just fine, okay?
And as a lone protester was escorted from the building, questioning the opposition outside.
The massive crowds that are going to be outside, where are they?
Crowds that made their presence known not long after the president left the stage. And President Trump's incendiary comments are drawing criticism from many, including James Clapper, the former director of national intelligence, who questioned the president's fitness for office.
Having some understanding of the levers of power that are available to a president if he chooses to exercise them, I found this downright scary and disturbing.
In the meantime, President Trump has another speech out west today with a scheduled stop in Reno, Nevada. The White House officials are saying that Trump will speak to the National Convention of the American Legion. President Trump, who has shown strong support for the coal mining industry, has ordered an end to a scientific study of possible health risks associated with mountaintop mining, in which explosions expose layers of coal and waste is dumped into nearby streams. Critics say health risks are already there.
The evidence that we have seen so far in over 24 articles and studies have shown higher cancer rates.
Well, the National Mining Association says one recent study showed that there is no evidence linking mountaintop mining to health hazards. And now we want to get back to this story that West Bloomfield police are following, a raid of a suspected heroin dealer's home in Detroit. We'll tell you how that raid is connected to a home connected to the death of a 26-year-old woman, in West Bloomfield. We want to show you video from the scene from earlier this morning and get out to Jason Colthorpe. He's been chasing this story ever since it broke. Jason, can you tell us more about what led to this raid?
Well, exactly, yeah, and that's why we're in West Bloomfield, Everett. As you said, a 26-year-old woman overdosed and died earlier this month, and that's what led West Bloomfield to Detroit earlier this morning. And with the help of Novi officers, take a look at the video we shot at the scene, executed a search warrant at this home, took into custody a 41-year-old man. He was also with his wife there, but she's not in custody, we're told. Some of those two people's family members, in fact, their mothers were at the scene, and I talked to them. They said police, as they went in, put holes in the wall and banged through a fence and a window. We assume, though, that they're looking for drugs. And as you listen to police describe how this went in, and when a police department goes into another jurisdiction, basically what it is, it gives a heads up to Detroit officers. They're following an investigation that began in their jurisdiction, and they go in looking to execute these search warrants, and that's what happened this morning. Listen to Deputy Chief Kurt Lawson from West Bloomfield describe this situation.
The investigation began on August 8th. We had the unfortunate death of a 26-year-old female. It was a heroin overdose. We later found out that that heroin was laced with fentanyl. As we continue to investigate this case, it led us to the residence in the city of Detroit, where we executed the search warrant this morning and took into custody a 41-year-old man.
Now, Deputy Chief is describing that 41-year-old man as a person of interest at this point, but another police source tells us describes him as a heroin fentanyl dealer. Now we're going to be following up on that. Obviously, we don't expect this person to be arraigned today on the charges. And obviously, the opioid epidemic is nothing new. But later today on Local 4, we're going to get into that and break down the problem it's become, not just in Detroit, but outside in the suburbs. Everett?
All righty, Jason Colthorpe reporting live for us this afternoon. In other news here at noon, the official fallout has started from a series of tragedies involving the United States Navy. The Navy has dismissed the admiral who has commanded the Asian-based 7th Fleet. This all comes after 4 incidents involving ships this year. 2 collisions that resulted in deaths even. The latest was on Monday when the destroyer USS John McCain collided with a tanker near Singapore. 10 sailors are reported missing there. And the family of Kenneth Smith of Milford says that he is one of those sailors missing, and they're waiting word now on his fate. The Navy says that some of the remains of those sailors have been found in a flooded compartment of the ship. The Malaysian Navy has also recovered a body, but none of the remains have been identified just yet. Well, if you regularly use the Detroit-Windsor Tunnel, get ready to take an alternate route. As parts of a long-term renovation project, the concrete ceiling in the tunnel will need to be replaced. That will mean that the tunnel will be closed from 8 p.m. to 5:30 a.m. Sundays through Thursdays from November to next June. Now, there could be some weekend closures, but the tunnel will be open during the holidays. Well, of course, we'll keep you up to date on the project and its developments. Well, turning our attention to the forecast now, it's been a pretty mild morning, I guess you could say. Let's turn things over to meteorologist Brandon Rue with a look at what's on tap for the rest of the day.
Very comfortable. It was great sleeping weather after 3 or 4 steamy days. Nice to get this cooler air. And look at the numbers up north right now. 65 Sandusky, 69 Lapeer to Pontiac, 69 in Howell, 73 the warmest we have on the map here. Several of them, Metro, Grosse Ile, Harrow, Ontario, and Monroe. The winds winds ushering in that cooler air out of the west-northwest. And you can see they're strong at times or in places. Consider this in the breezy category, 10 to 20 mile an hour winds, including a 20 mile an hour breeze there right now in central Oakland County. 73 now, only a high of 77. Can't rule out a few spritzes and sprinkles from about 4 to 7 or 8 p.m. Very light stuff. Just don't want to have those drips hit the windshield and you're thinking, where'd this come from? A little disturbance up north, along with those north winds, just bringing that stuff down here. The winds also kicking up more allergy, more pollen, both the mold and weeds in the high category. Ragweed moderate, tough breathing for some, Evrod.
Alrighty, Brennan, thank you for the update. We'll be checking back in with him shortly. Still to come, forget the gym. There is a new way to lose weight that doesn't require a departure from your daily household duties. Plus, making moves. The governor of Missouri invokes a rare state law. We'll tell you what led to his decision. Paula?
So another low-cost air carrier is coming to Metro Detroit. This one promises to get you to Europe for as little as $100 or less. Come on, $100 or less. Are the seats included? Do you have to pay to use the toilet? I don't know. We're going to take a look at this and find out whether or not this is as good as it sounds. I'll see you today at 4 on First at 4.
How does Dean...
Welcome back, everyone. Let's take a look at some stories that are happening in our area. State police are still working to determine what caused the driver of a car to hit the median wall of eastbound I-94 near Mount Elliott in Detroit and then hit a bridge abutment. Police say the driver, who did die in this wreck, was a 49-year-old man from Harper Woods. He was not wearing a seatbelt. And Detroit police continue to investigate an overnight fatal shooting on the city's west side. Police are responding to calls about gunshots found a man dead from those injuries in front of a house on Westbrook near Lobster and McNichols. The victim has not been identified just yet, and police are still working to figure out what led up to this shooting. And it was a wet morning for anyone driving or walking near Dearborn and Robert Streets in Melvindale after a water main break sent water into the street. The water was confined to that area and was not flowing up onto the sidewalks. There's no word on whether or not it has been repaired. And the governor of Missouri has invoked a rare state law after blocking the planned execution of a convicted murderer. Marcellus Williams was convicted in the 1998 stabbing murder of Leisha Gale during a robbery at her suburban St. Louis home. But attorneys say DNA evidence on the murder weapon is not from Williams. The governor is appointing a board of inquiry to review evidence. Death penalty critics are glad, while prosecutors say that their case is solid.
We're able to locate some evidence, physical evidence, the car, the computer, the girlfriend. They talked to her, and when you put all of that together, there's a pretty solid case.
We as a state, we as a people in a democratic society, we should not be killing human beings. That should be of a bygone era.
Well, the appointed board of inquiry will investigate and decide if Marcellus Williams should be pardoned. All right, still to come, it's an easy way to lose some weight that doesn't require a gym or departure from some of your daily household chores. Brandon?
Very pleasant right now, 73 degrees. Cooler air is coming down. Look at Marquette at 59, so we get cooler before we warm things up. We'll look at rain chances already looking ahead to the weekend, too, right here next.
Medical malpractice.
Local 4 storm pins, a great way for you to share your eclipse pictures, maybe something of your pets. Obviously, storm pictures is why it was created, but this is from Kay Maidlow, a storm pinner, who shows us a great shot of a hummingbird out there by the feeder. And as fast as these things move, well done on getting that shot there. It's a free app under WDIV, and again, meant for storm information and sharing it in a social media context, but it's great for any number of things. Beautiful shot there, the Ambassador Bridge, 73 degrees, comfortable. Humidity's only at 49%, west-northwest winds at 15, occasionally gusting to 20 to 25, as we're seeing out there right now, a 22-mile-an-hour gust in Ann Arbor, and that's just an occasional little burst. Could be enough to jostle the garbage cans if they're empty at the end of the driveway, but that's about it. 77, your afternoon high temperature after the sunny start. The clouds are starting to fill in, and after 3 or 4 o'clock, a few spritzes, maybe a little sprinkle here and there. Another clear night overnight with comfortable sleeping weather. The theme, 54 degrees, the low temperature, which means some upper 40s out in some of the suburbs, and we keep that going all the way through the weekend. Yankees Tigers, we got blown out last night, but it is a pitcher's duel tonight. It's going to be a good one. The wind's going to be blowing out a little bit, so that could even things up a little bit for the hitters. But a light jacket may not be a terrible idea. Middle 70s falling into the middle 60s. Tailgaters may get a little drip or drizzle. You can see these very light showers up to the north, this little disturbance that is dropping from north to south. Just enough energy there to create a couple of spritzes you see on the computer model after 4 o'clock or so. This will move through very quickly. Both today and tomorrow we have this chance, and it's not anything you want to worry about. We're not canceling any plans, but that cooler air is in here tomorrow. Probably the coolest of the week will be on your Thursday. Morning temperatures again upper 40s to low and middle 50s, and then 73 with a nice mix of sun and clouds, and any drips and drizzle will be likely in our north zone tomorrow afternoon. Friday looks gorgeous. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, a lot of sunshine. Again, great sleeping weather and temps mainly in the middle, maybe upper 70s, a comfy stretch.
And we like the sound of that. Brandon, thank you. So we often complain that there isn't enough time in the day to get your exercise in, but did you know that you could burn hundreds of calories with chores like gardening, vacuuming, and even painting? Well, one Texas woman did just that. This is the before and after photo of Talita Coleman. She lost 75 pounds over 5 years.
Sometimes you just get into the routine and I don't even really know that I'm doing it anymore.
Her routine is exercising and eating right, and she believes you can too because her exercises don't require a gym or equipment or even money. A lot of what she does to maintain her successful weight loss is at home.
It's a lot easier, and plus you don't have to worry about what you look like.
Right here, you can burn 250 calories. Squatting down and up on your toes, it's a total leg workout. And add some leg work to unloading groceries. At Talita's home, she has cows and horses that require lifting big bags of feed, but you can do this with any pet food. And speaking of pets,
just running back and forth, playing with the dogs. I'm out of breath, my heart rate's up, I'm starting to sweat, and I was having fun. It wasn't really exercise.
Your pets will thank you, and so will your waistline, since an hour of this is about half of what you should burn in a day.
So you would technically need to burn about 500 calories a day in order to reach that 1 pound weight loss for that week.
Once you're a little more advanced, Talita recommends washing floors by hand. Ditching the mop engages all of your muscle groups.
If you were doing this as I'm doing it, my legs are on fire. The front, the back, and the glutes.
Well, that's one way to do it. I prefer Lifetime, but whatever works best for you. Still to come, we're talking Powerball Mania. The jackpot prize could set a record. We'll tell you how much you could score if you got the winning ticket next. All right, so finally here at noon, the solar eclipse, a big event on Monday.
There's a bigger one coming up tonight. It's a jackpot for the Powerball drawing, and it's estimated about $700 million. Rising ticket sales could boost the jackpot even higher.
The drawing will be just before 11 o'clock tonight. Local 4 News at 11 will report the winning numbers. You're buying all the tickets for us, right?
I have the morning show covered.
Okay.
There could be nobody here at 4:30 tomorrow morning. Just letting you know.
You have to wake up and see. Have a great day, everybody.
See you then. Maybe.